Everyone loves food, right? But did you know that different cultures around the world have created thousands of unique dishes, many of which have centuries of history behind them? Food is not only essential for our survival, but it also plays a huge role in bringing people together. Whether it's sharing a meal with family or cooking for friends, food has the power to connect us. What's your favorite dish? Do you enjoy cooking, or do you prefer to try new recipes from around the world? Hello everyone, welcome to the Speak English Fluently channel. If you're interested in learning English while talking about delicious meals and recipes, you've come to the right place. In today's episode, we're going to explore some of our favorite foods and share useful English words and phrases along the way. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can keep learning new English vocabulary in every video. Let's get started.
Hey, Emily, do you like cooking?
Yes, I love cooking. It's one of my favorite hobbies. There's something so satisfying about preparing a meal from scratch and watching everyone enjoy it. How about you, John? Do you cook?
I do, but not as often as I'd like to. I usually stick to simple recipes because I don't have a lot of time, but I really enjoy trying new dishes from different cultures. Speaking of which, what's your favorite recipe to cook?
Oh, that's a tough question. I'd have to say my favorite recipe is for lasagna. It's an Italian dish with layers of pasta, cheese, sauce, and sometimes meat or vegetables. It takes a bit of time to prepare, but it's always worth it. Do you know what the word layered means?
Yes, I think so. Layered means something that's arranged in multiple levels, one on top of the other, right?
Exactly. So in lasagna, you have layers of pasta, cheese, and sauce, all stacked on top of each other. It's a very hearty meal. You could say, I prepared a delicious layered lasagna for dinner.
I love lasagna too. It's such a classic dish. I think one of my favorite recipes to make is stir-fried vegetables. It's quick, healthy, and you can use whatever veggies you have on hand. Do you know what stir-fry means?
Yes, stir-fry is a cooking technique where you quickly cook small pieces of food in a hot pan with a little bit of oil, stirring constantly. It's commonly used in Asian cuisine, right?
That's right. You could say, I made a stir-fry with broccoli, carrots, and bell peppers for lunch. It's one of those meals that's easy to customize based on what you like or have available.
Sounds delicious. Do you have a favorite ingredient that you like to add to your stir-fries?
Definitely garlic. It adds so much flavor to any dish. What about you? Is there an ingredient you can't live without when cooking?
For me, it has to be olive oil. It's so versatile. You can use it for cooking, drizzling over salads, or even dipping bread. Do you know what versatile means?
Yes, I think versatile means something that's flexible or can be used in many different ways. So olive oil is versatile because you can use it in so many recipes, right?
Exactly. You can say olive oil is a versatile ingredient that can be used in both cooking and baking. It's a staple in my kitchen.
Speaking of ingredients, have you ever tried cooking with quinoa? It's a grain that's become really popular in recent years because it's healthy and easy to prepare.
Yes, I've cooked with quinoa a few times. It's great because it's high in protein and has a nutty flavor. Do you know what nutty means when describing food?
Yes, nutty refers to a flavor that's similar to nuts. So quinoa has a slight nutty taste, which makes it a great addition to salads or side dishes. You could say, I made a quinoa salad with a nutty flavor.
That's right. Quinoa is also gluten-free, so it's a great option for people who can't eat gluten. By the way, do you know what gluten is?
Yes, gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. Some people have a condition called celiac disease, which means they can't eat foods that contain gluten because it damages their small intestine.
That's right. So if someone has celiac disease, they have to follow a gluten-free diet. You could say, she follows a gluten-free diet because she has celiac disease?
Exactly. I've noticed a lot more gluten-free options in restaurants lately, which is great for people with gluten sensitivities. Speaking of dietary needs, do you know what vegan means?
Yes, someone who is vegan doesn't eat any animal products. No meat, no dairy, no eggs. You could say, he's vegan so he doesn't eat cheese or meat.
That's correct. I've tried some vegan recipes before, and they can be really tasty. One of my favorites is a vegan lentil curry. It's packed with flavor and very filling.
That sounds amazing. I've been trying to incorporate more plant-based meals into my diet too. It's good for the environment and for your health. Do you know what plant-based means?
Yes, plant-based refers to foods that come from plants. Fruits, vegetables, grains, nuts, and seeds. So you could say, I'm following a plant-based diet to eat more fruits and vegetables.
Exactly. It's great that there are so many plant-based options available now. Do you have a favorite recipe that's plant-based?
I do. I love making a chickpea and spinach stew. It's really hearty and flavorful, and it's perfect for a cozy dinner. You could say, this chickpea stew is a delicious plant-based meal.
That sounds perfect. I love using chickpeas in cooking. They're so versatile. Do you know what hearty means?
Yes, hearty means something that's filling and satisfying. So if a dish is hearty, it makes you feel full and warm inside. You could say, this soup is hearty enough to be a main meal.
Exactly. Hearty meals are the best when you're really hungry. Speaking of soups, have you ever made a homemade soup from scratch?
I have. I love making butternut squash soup in the fall. It's creamy and flavorful, and it's perfect for cooler weather. Do you know what from scratch means?
Yes. From scratch means making something without using any pre-made ingredients. So if you're making soup from scratch, you're starting with fresh vegetables and other ingredients, not canned soup.
That's right. Making food from scratch can take more time, but it often tastes better. You could say, I made this pie from scratch using fresh apples and homemade crust.
Homemade food always tastes better, doesn't it? There's something so satisfying about knowing you made the whole dish yourself.
I completely agree. There's just something special about homemade meals. Do you know what homemade means?
Yes. Homemade means food that's made at home, rather than bought from a store or restaurant. You could say, my grandmother makes the best homemade cookies.
That's right. Speaking of homemade, have you ever tried making your own bread?
I have. It's a bit of a process, but there's nothing like the smell of fresh bread baking in the oven. Do you know what knead means when talking about bread?
Yes, kneading is when you work the dough with your hands to make it smooth and elastic. You could say, I spent 10 minutes kneading the dough before letting it rise.
Exactly. Kneading is a crucial step in making bread, and it helps give the bread its texture. After you knead the dough, you have to let it rise, which allows the yeast to make the dough expand.
It's amazing how bread making is such a combination of science and art. Do you know what yeast is?
Yes, yeast is a type of fungus that helps dough rise by producing carbon dioxide gas. You could say, I added yeast to the dough to make it rise.
That's right. Without yeast, bread wouldn't have that light and fluffy texture. It's such a simple ingredient, but it makes a big difference.
It really does. I think making bread from scratch is one of those things everyone should try at least once. It's such a rewarding experience.
I agree. And the best part is that you can get creative with it. You can add herbs, cheese, or even nuts to your bread to make it unique.
That sounds delicious. I might have to try making some herb bread this weekend. Do you have a favorite type of bread to make?
I love making sourdough. It has a tangy flavor that's different from regular bread, and it pairs well with so many things. Do you know what tangy means?
Yes. Tangy refers to a sharp, slightly sour flavor. So you could say, This lemonade has a tangy taste because of the lemons.
Exactly. Sourdough has that tangy taste because of the natural fermentation process. It's a bit more involved to make than regular bread, but the flavor is worth it.
That sounds incredible. I've never made sourdough before, but I've heard it takes patience.
It does, but once you get the hang of it, it's really fun to make. Plus, it's so satisfying to see your dough rise and turn into a beautiful loaf of bread.
I can imagine. Well, John, I think we've covered a lot of delicious food and recipes today. It's making me hungry, just talking about it.
Me too. I think it's time to head to the kitchen and try out some of these recipes we've been talking about.
Absolutely! And hopefully our viewers have learned some new words and phrases to use when talking about their favorite foods and recipes.
I'm sure they have. Cooking is such a great way to explore new cultures and practice your English at the same time.
Exactly. Well, thanks for the conversation, John. Let's hand it over to David to wrap things up.
Wow, what a mouth-watering conversation. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling inspired to try out some of those recipes myself. We've covered so many useful words and phrases today, from layered lasagna to stir-fried vegetables, and even making bread from scratch. Whether you're a seasoned chef or just starting out, learning how to talk about food in English is such a valuable skill. Before we go, don't forget to subscribe to the Speak English Fluently channel so you can keep improving your English vocabulary with us. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next video.